All right, check this out. Here's the little side bow we're gonna make today. Super cute, right? Let's do it. Take a look at these details. The edge has this beautiful textured finish, and it looks absolutely stunning in real life. So, we started as usual by hooping a water-soluble stabilizer. I went with 2 layers, but you can use just 1 if you feel confident, as the embroidery itself is pretty stable. It all depends on your skill level. Now let's get stitching. We're stitching the outline of the bow first to mark exactly where this design will go. Once the position seam is done, your machine will stop, or you can pause it, and place your garment right over the bow outline, positioning it where you want the bow to be stitched. I recommend securing it with pins or tape to keep your garment in place during stitching. Definitely avoid holding it with your fingers. Stitching through a finger is way too easy. So, safety first. Make sure to choose a thread color that matches your final embroidery design, as the position seam will be visible from the back. So, if your embroidery is black, go with black thread. If it's red, choose red. Now we've stitched the line onto our garment. This is a simple line that just secures the garment in place, so it won't move during the next steps of embroidery. Stop the machine, or it may stop automatically depending on your model, and place your chosen fabric over the area. I want to point out that in the design you purchased, there are decorative lines you can skip if you wish. Keep this in mind as you go. Now, lay down the fabric of your choice. If you want a floral bow, use floral fabric. This is where you can get creative. Use any fabric you like. We've now stitched the tack-down stitch, securing both our bow and the applique fabric firmly in place. Now, it's time to trim the applique fabric. Try to cut as close to the stitch line as possible to ensure no fabric edges stick out from under your embroidery later. The satin stitch is wide, but the cleaner your cut, the more polished and aesthetically pleasing the final result will look. I'm using scissors with curved tips, which you can find on Amazon, or sometimes I use manicure scissors. They've lasted me for years and are super handy. Now, pay attention to this very important step. At this point, we need to cut our garment along the area where the split or opening will be. Carefully trim along this line as close to the stitch as possible. Don't worry about cutting too close to the seam. Nothing will happen since we'll reinforce it later with satin stitches, and the seam itself is dense enough. So, go ahead and cut confidently along the line, keeping it as close as possible. All right, everything is trimmed, and we're happy with the result. Now, let's put our hoop back in the machine to finish the embroidery. We won't be taking the hoop out again, so you can go ahead and start it up. This next part will take some time as we're stitching that beautiful decorative edge. I highly recommend using the same thread color on both the top and bottom to keep the look consistent. This way, when the bow opens up, the underside thread won't show as white, but will match the color of your bow. And that's it. We're all set. Now we're trimming away the excess of our water-soluble stabilizer. Just a note, this is a non-woven fabric-type stabilizer. I find it works best, and I prefer it over vinyl or plastic types. Trim off any extra stabilizer, prepare some water, and dissolve the remaining stabilizer in it. The better we rinse it, the softer our bow will feel. The piece washes beautifully, wears wonderfully, and always catches admiring glances. This bow is truly one of a kind. I'm confident you'll be thrilled with your result. It also makes a fantastic impression for selling items, as this style is a major trend right now and will stay popular for a long time, with everyone wanting something unique. There are also many other bow designs in the shop that you can explore, offer to your clients, create as gifts, or use to decorate your own clothing. Bows are a huge trend right now, and they're here to stay. There are so many styles: sports-themed bows, cartoon-style bows, delicate bows, and even butterfly-inspired ones. And there you have it, the perfect finishing touch that's all your own. Whether it's for yourself, a gift, or to sell, this bow adds that extra bit of magic. So go on, make it yours, and let your creativity shine. Can't wait to see what you create.